Warm welcome to my YouTube channel Akash Classes Assam. My dear students, those who are new to the channel, please subscribe it and click on the bell icon. In today's video, we will understand the textual questions of the lesson number 4, kindness. Our প্রথমটো প্রশ্ন, answer this question to check your understanding. When do the Kashmiri vendors travel to cities to sell their goods? Kashmiri vendors travel to cities to sell their goods at the end of rainy season and begin of winter season. Our next question, why is it a hard life for the Kashmiri vendors? It is a hard life for the Kashmiri vendors because they stay at cheap hotels. They roam around the city streets all day. They carry heavy loads on their back and they keep on shouting for buyers. Our next question, why was the author surprised when his brother-in-law called the vendors? The author was surprised when his brother-in-law called the vendors because he was sure that he needed nothing from them. Then our question number D, I felt sad and guilty at being a party to such behavior. What does the word party mean here and what kind of behavior did he refer? Here party means to take side and he referred the behavior of asking for details when he did not wish to buy anything from the vendors. Next question, who was kind? What does his deed of kindness? Answer will be, the brother-in-law of the author was kind. His deed of kindness was to offer food to the two Kashmiri vendors without hurting their self-respect. In our next question, some of the sentences are given and we have to rewrite them in the correct columns according to what we have understood from the story. So these are the sentences like ask the vendors to show their goods, travel from Kashmir to different cities, and the last one is made the offer of food look unplanned. So you can do this like this way, the Kashmiri vendors and the brother-in-law. The Kashmiri vendors, they travel from Kashmir to different cities, they stay at hotels with minimum facilities and walk around the city on foot to sell their goods. And these are the activities of the Kashmiri vendors. And in terms of the brother-in-law, he asked the vendors to show their goods. He did not intend to buy anything and he asked his wife to serve food with the vendors and made the offer of the food look unplanned. In our next question, we have to rearrange these sentences according to the order. So these sentences are all total 7 sentences are given here. Like two Kashmiri vendors came in to sell their goods. The brother-in-law made the offer of the food look incidental. The vendors had food and left. And the brother-in-law asked his wife to bring some food for the vendors. The brother-in-law inquired about their goods. The vendors hesitated to take the food and the vendors came in. So these are the sentences and we have to rearrange the sentences according to the story. Like first one will be, two Kashmiri vendors came in to sell their goods. Then the vendors came in. The brother-in-law inquired about their goods. The brother-in-law asked his wife to bring some food for the vendors. The vendors hesitated to take the food. The brother-in-law made the offer of the food look incidental and the vendors had food and left. In our next question, some of the pictures are given here and we have to identify the pictures, and these are the pictures for which Assam is famous. So some of the pictures are given, you can easily recognize them like this one. So here is the answer. First one is the Ranghar, second one is Karenghar, then tea garden, then rhinoceros, then Kamakya temple, at last Asian elephant. So Assam is famous for these things. Now there is Gar section. We have to fill in the blanks and one has been done for you. Like the wares belong to the Kashmiri vendors, so they are their wares. So here there means the Kashmiri vendors. The wares were carried on the back of younger vendor. He carried the wares on, it will be his back. The author's brother-in-law called out to the vendors. He called them in to his house. The author was unhappy when the brother-in-law called in the Kashmiri vendors. He thought, I do not want to buy anything and waste my money. So here, see the words their, his and mine. These words are called possessive determiners. To possess means to own. And these words indicate the person or thing with which they are related or to whom they belong. So in the question, activity number 7, you have to go through the text again and you have to find out the nouns that have been qualified by the possessive determiners and complete the table given below. Like their shawls. So there means positive determiner and nouns means here the shawls. So likewise you can find some other words which can be filled in this table. Now some other fill in the blanks are given and you have to fill them with appropriate possessive determiners. Like the wares belong to us, they are our wares. The wares were carried by you. You carried the wares on your back. On your back. I am writing a book. It is my book. The Kurgis are a proud people. They are known for their pride. We are from Assam. Assam is our state. Episode activity number 8 or beyond horise. Some of the sentences are given here and fill in the blanks with the sentence appropriate determiner. এই কারণে তিনটা অপশনও দিয়া হয়েছে তারপর কোনটো শুদ্ধ উত্তর হ'ব বিচাৰি উলিয়াব লাগে সো দেয়ার ইজ ইয়াত হ'ব কি some water in the jug. The teachers gave him a lot of advice. Dash of the boys was given a prize. এ হ'ব কি each of the boys. He relies on the few friends he has. There are a few books on the shelf. You may choose one. Do you have any relatives in the city? He is an electrical engineer and he left an hour ago. ইয়াৰ পিছত চোৱা এই টপিকটো তোমালোকৰ বাবে নতুন. Look at these sentences from the lesson. She knew that her husband wouldn't buy anything from them. Second one, his wife, who was in the kitchen, got busy making tea. And when my brother-in-law asked me to buy something, I politely declined. ইয়াত তোমালোকে মেইনলি বুজিব লাগিব মেন ক্লজ আৰু ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট অথবা সাবঅৰ্ডিনেট ক্লজ. তো ইয়াত চোৱা ইয়াত she knew এইটো নিজে কি কৰিছে এটা সম্পূৰ্ণ অৰ্থ প্ৰকাশ কৰিছে. she knew তাই জানিছিল. তো সেইকাৰণে এয়া হ'ব কি মেন ক্লজ কাৰণ এয়া কমপ্লিট সেন্টেন্স আমাক দিব পাৰিছে. That her husband wouldn't buy anything from them. এয়া হ'ব কি এগোটি এইটো হ'ব কি সাবঅৰ্ডিনেট ক্লজ অথবা ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট ক্লজ. ঠিক তেনেকৈ his wife তেখেতৰ পত্নী এয়া হ'ব কি মেন ক্লজ সম্পূৰ্ণ অৰ্থ প্ৰকাশ কৰিছে. But who was in the kitchen got busy making tea. এয়া হ'ব কি সাবঅৰ্ডিনেট অথবা ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট ক্লজ. ঠিক তেনেকৈ when my brother-in-law asked me to buy something. When my brother-in-law asked me to buy something. এইখিনি কিন্তু আকৌ হ'ব কি সাবঅৰ্ডিনেট অথবা ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট ক্লজ. ইয়াত মেন ক্লজটো হ'ব I politely declined. এয়া হ'ব মেন ক্লজ. তো মই এইটো তেনেকৈ ইয়াত লিখি দিছিলোঁ চাব পাৰা. ইয়াৰ পিছত ইয়াৰ পৰা বিচাৰি উলিয়াব দিছে দে যোনটো মেইন ক্লজ হয় এইটো আণ্ডাৰলাইন কৰিব কৈছে আৰু যোনটো ছাবঅৰ্ডিনেট অথবা ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট ক্লজ হয় এয়া চাৰ্কেল কৰিব কৈছে তো ইয়াত মই দেখাই দিছোঁ তোমালোকক আই ৱাজ ছাৰপ্ৰাইজড এয়া কি হ'ব আণ্ডাৰলাইন কৰিছোঁ সেইকাৰণে এয়া হৈছে কি মেইন ক্লজ আৰু ৱেন মাই ব্ৰাদাৰ ইন ল কল দ্য ভেণ্ডৰ এয়া হ'ব কি তোমাৰ ছাবঅৰ্ডিনেট অথবা ডিপেণ্ডেণ্ট ক্লজ আই ৱাজ চিয়'ৰ এয়া হ'ব কি মেইন ক্লজ আৰু হি নিডেড নাথিং ফ্ৰম দেম হি নিউ এইটো কি হ'ব চৰি এইটো ভুল হৈছে এইটো হ'ব কি মেইন ক্লজ আণ্ডাৰলাইন কৰিছোঁ দেই আৰু ডেট দে ৱেৰ হাংগ্ৰি এণ্ড টায়াৰ্ড এইটো হ'ব কি ছাবঅৰ্ডিনেট ক্লজ ৱেন আই চ' দেম এয়া হ'ব কি ছাবঅৰ্ডিনেট ক্লজ আৰু আই ৱান্টেড টু অফাৰ দেম ফুড এয়া হ'ব কি মেইন ক্লজ আৰু আই প্ৰিটেণ্ডেডটো হ'ব কি মেইন ক্লজ ডেট আই ৱাজ ইণ্টাৰেষ্টেড ইন দিয়াৰ ৱেৰ্ডছ এইটো হ'ব কি তোমাৰ ছাবঅৰ্ডিনেট ক্লজ ইয়াৰ পিছত তোমালোকক ইয়াত 4টা পিকচাৰ দিয়া হৈছে ইয়াত মেইনলি দিজ আৰ ড্ৰেছেছ ৱৰ্ন বাই পিপল অফ ছাম প্লেচেছ অফ ইণ্ডিয়া এণ্ড ইউ হেভ টু আইডেণ্টিফাই দিছ ড্ৰেছেছ তো প্ৰথমটো হৈছে কি এজন পাঞ্জাবী মেনে কালাৰফুল কুৰ্তা আৰু পাগুৰিৰ লগত যি তলত যোনটো পিন্ধিছে তাক কোৱা হয় তাম্বা অৰ তেহমত এইখিনি ইউজুৱেলি ভাংৰা নাচোঁতে ব্যৱহাৰ কৰে ইয়াৰ পিছত মহিলা এগৰাকী দিছে ৱেষ্ট বেংগলী মহিলাসকলে কি পিন্ধে শাৰী ইয়াৰ পিছত কাশ্মীৰী মহিলা এগৰাকী দিছে কাশ্মীৰী মহিলাসকলে কি পিন্ধে পিৰান মেইনলি যে ওপৰত যি চোলাটো পিন্ধিছে তাকে কি বুলি কোৱা হয় পিৰান বুলি কোৱা হয় আৰু এইটো হৈছে কি মুণ্ডু এই তলত যোনটো পিন্ধিছে তাক কোৱা হয় কি মুণ্ডু তেন্তে মৰমৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকল এয়াই আছিল আজিৰ আমাৰ ইংৰাজীৰ লেচন নম্বৰ 4 কাইণ্ডনেছৰ অল টেক্সচুৱেল কুৱেশ্যন